Hey everyone, James here from JVC Paints. Hope everyone's doing really well out there. Today I've got another Ancients update for you all. These are the Victrix 28mm Gallic Fanatics. They're skirmish troops, and yeah, there's 23 of them here. There are 24 in the kit, but I used one of them for the chariot, which there's another video for that. Hopefully I can figure out how to put a link for that in there somewhere. I went for a rough 50-50 split of spears or javelins and swords. So you'll see some guys are holding their spears, they're pretty angry, and then other guys are clutching their swords and they're pretty upset too. All the shields I've done freehand, and I've mentioned how to do, I've been doing that process in my other Ancients videos where I'll do like all the red shields at one time and then I'll do blue shields at one time. I wanted to put this video up yesterday, but I was a shield short, so I had to do that shield this morning, and then I got this video out for you. The bases, I went 25 by 25 millimeters instead of 20 by 20, and there's a reason for that, and I'm going to pull one of the guys out. There's a pose here, and I'm just going to pull this guy out and put him front and center. The way that this guy is, he's sort of like in this athletic stance where he's going to either, you know, chop down with his sword, or in this case he's going to hurl that fucking spear. The base, it would be hanging over the base. So instead of trying to clip it and then putty it or whatever, I just figured, you know what, 25 by 25 is good. It was good enough for Chaos Marauders and all that other stuff in Warhammer, so it's good enough for these guys. The figures are actually pretty much exactly the same as the German skirmishers, the ancient German skirmishers by Victrix. The only difference is that these guys got their peckers hanging out, whereas the Germans have some kind of loincloth or whatever. I guess that's the difference between, you know, just drinking beer and then drinking whiskey in the woods. So I'm going to take some photos of these guys because there's a big mob here. So I'm going to sort of split them up so you can see them a little bit more individually. And then I'm going to get back to how you can paint these guys extremely, extremely quickly and get them on your table really, really fast. The fast way to do these guys, and this is how I did most of them, even though I was breaking this up with other projects, so you could pretty much hammer all of these guys out, I imagine, in a couple of days. What the first step is, and I'm going to move this tree because we don't need it no more, is you prime them brown. Now this is Mr. Mahogany Surfacer. It is from Mr. Hobby, and I do not know if they sell this. I'm sorry for being such a klutz with this. I don't know if they sell this outside of Japan or not. But any kind of brown primer will do good. So you blast them all brown. And then what you do is you dry brush them a dark flesh tone, heavily, you know. And you only want to leave the most deepest parts sort of in a brown color. So you can see here on the commander guy here, you know, under the arms or in the thigh muscles, you know, down there. You don't have to get in there. And then you give it a heavy, heavy dry brush. Then you go over it with a light dry brush of a regular flesh tone. And then what I've done is, after that's done, I give it a brick red wash, and that'll bring the colors up. And then what you do is you go in and you can either do a very light highlight. And when I say very light, I mean like you can thin down your sort of flesh tone. The second tone that you use is as a highlight now because it's going over the wash. And you can thin it down really, really thin. And using a really nice brush, you can go in and pick out all the details. Now, if you're not comfortable doing that, which is totally fine, what you also could do is you could just go back and then once the wash is 100% dry, go over it and give it a real sort of light dusting of a dry brush, and it'll come out pretty well, I think. And then you go in and you pick out all the details like the hair and the necklaces and the belts and all that other wonderful stuff. And the pubes, of course. Up next for me, I've got the Heavy Armor, Heavy Guns group build from our friends, Mein Deutsches Freunde, Scale Bench and Yorama Marlbau. So I'm looking to do a Flak 3688. Whether I'm going to do the Tamiya one or the Rubicon one, I haven't decided yet. I've got both kits, and I might do both, and just, I don't know, we'll see what happens there. Next up, too, I've got some commission work that I've been doing. And so that'll probably be in the next video. I've got a business trip next weekend, so I don't know if I'll be able to put up a video next weekend. I'll try to, but I'm not sure. And I got to pull my thumb out of my ass. I've got a bunch of models, tanks, and a couple of APCs and stuff that I got to build to finish off 2 armies. So I'm on the cusp of finishing off 2 bolt action armies, and I'm just dragging my nuts with it. So I got to get that done, and then when that's done, I got to get the airbrush out, and then, you know, hopefully I can get that stuff all done before New Year. Would be wonderful. I got Napoleonics. I got some other stuff in the pipeline as well. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the painting tips were okay. Keep those brushes moving, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.